In this video, I'll uncover the worst healthy foods. Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Zarowski and welcome back to the channel. Now if you're new to the channel, it's a pleasure to have you here. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, and join our notification community so I can help you excel your health and your life. In this video, we're talking about bad healthy foods. Now, these are the foods that when growing up, I was told these are the foods you need to eat if you want to have real health. These are the foods that I saw my family members eat because they were trying to improve their health. And now these are the same foods that we know today are destroying your health, but there's a lot of people today who are still consuming them. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First here on our list is artificial sweeteners. A lot of people are using these, this aspartame, the equal, the sweet and low, these different artificial sweeteners that they taste sweet, but they don't raise your blood sugar. There's a problem that they cause irritable bowel syndrome. They cause neurological issues. They can even cause a sugar addiction problem because you're constantly consuming these artificial sweeteners, which makes you want more and more, which most people are turning to sugar, so it can lead to metabolic issues. So stay away from the artificial sweeteners. There's a lot of unknown about them, but there also is a lot of correlated health problems that we are aware of, so stay away from them. Next is fruit juice. Okay, so a lot of people think that if you want to be healthy, you got to have your fruit juice every day. Problem with it is that you're actually taking the fruit, you're separating the sugar and the flavor, I guess you could say, from the actual fruit itself. So you're stripping of its fiber, and at the end, you're drinking a very sugary fruit flavored water essentially. And so we want to stay away from that because it's high amounts of sugar and we don't want that. If you want that sweetness, eat the fruit itself and drink water. And so stay away from drinking fruit juice. Don't give it to your kids either. It's not good. It's going to rot their teeth out. It's a very unhealthy thing to do to consume fruit juice. Next is whole wheat. So a lot of people are eating whole wheat because they think that is the healthier option. Okay, whole wheat in most cases today is no different than your bleached white bread simply because of the way it's processed. And so what we want to do if we're looking for a healthier bread, we want to look to something like a sourdough bread. We want to look to maybe like an Ezekiel sprouted grain or something of that nature, but not your traditional cheap whole wheat bread from the store. It's not good for you. Next is margarine. So this is one of those big ones that people, a lot of health experts for so many years were saying use margarine because that butter is so unhealthy. So people were using this margarine, which is essentially a chemical and hydrogenated oil cocktail that is terrible for your health. It's linked and correlated to heart disease. We know this now. So if you want to consume something, use good grass-fed butter. Stay away from the margarine. Now, the low fat, no fat, this is a big thing. I remember family members eating low fat and no fat because they were trying to lose fat. How can you eat fat and lose fat at the same time? It's impossible, right? Well, of course, we know that that's not true. So we have to make sure that we're avoiding this low fat, no fat nonsense because essentially what they did for years is they stripped all the fat out of the food. As a result of that, it tasted terrible. In order to make it taste better, they put sugar and all those other real healthy things in there for you, right? And so anyway, you could see what has happened to the food supply. It just went and spiraled downhill. So when you're consuming, let's say yogurt or cheese or dairy products, make sure that you're getting full fat. Make sure that when you're buying food that you're not buying no fat or low fat food. The fat is good for you. It tastes good. It's satiating. It has a lot of health benefits. Your nervous system needs it, and every cell in your body needs it. So make sure that you're not getting the low fat, no fat food and falling into that trap. Next is agave nectar. So this was a big one. I remember when my wife and I first started eating healthy, we were told how it was so much better to use agave nectar over regular sugar. So as a result, we got these big old jugs of agave nectar, and I remember we were making puddings with it, and it was so amazing. Well, it turns out, we learned like 2 weeks after the fact, like agave nectar is actually terrible for you. It's super high in fructose, it's hard for your liver to break down, and also the other thing is that the agave nectar is going to cause metabolic syndrome. So anyway, stay away from agave nectar. This is not a health food, and it is on the shelf of almost every health food store or health food aisle in the grocery store, so stay away from that. Next is gluten-free. So the problem with gluten-free is a lot of people trade a gluten problem for a metabolic problem, and the reason for that is because you start getting into all these different gluten-free foods, and essentially they're full of starches like potato starch, potato flour, cassava flour, really low quality starches and flours, and as a result, too, in order to make them taste better, they typically put a lot of sugar in them. So you want to stay away from gluten-free foods in general, okay? Now, of course, like understanding the concepts around that is important. So, we're staying away from the starches and all these different flours that they use. Next is the vegetable oils. Now, vegetable oils, of course, is important to stay away from because they're hydrogenated. They're in most cases coming from GMO crops. They are highly sprayed with toxins like glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, and they are highly inflammatory and highly likely to cause health problems. So stay away from vegetable oils, use better quality oils. Think coconut oil, think avocado oil, think the olive oil, all right? And use that. Next is factory farm meats. Okay, this one's a little bit scary, so we want to make sure we're staying away from factory farm fish, but also the factory farm meats, because in these factory farms, essentially, they have these animals in close quarters. They're all getting sick. They're pumping them full of antibiotics and all these different hormones and antibiotics and pharmaceuticals that they're putting into these animals. Essentially, all comes to you when you eat the meat, and so we have to stay away from that. It's estimated that they use 30 million pounds of antibiotics in animals last year. So be aware of that and just stay away from these factory farmed meats. And then last on our list is soy protein. So a lot of people go and use soy protein because it's more of a vegetable-based protein. Big problems there. First of all, the soy is typically GMO, once again, highly sprayed with glyphosate. And then lastly, soy has been known to mimic estrogen in the body. So it causes estrogen dominance and also decreases testosterone in men. So when we start thinking about, consuming healthier foods, stay away from the soy protein bars and the soy shakes. Now, one of the things that you can do is fermented soy. I'm okay with fermented soy. It is a better option when it comes to soy, but don't just get your typical soy proteins because they are very unhealthy for you. So these are the top bad healthy foods that you need to really know. And what I'll do is put a link to a video where I show how to actually eat some good healthy whole foods. I'll go ahead and put that right here. So check that video out if you haven't seen that yet. That's important for your health. And be sure to share this video with your friends so that they stop eating these bad healthy foods. Be sure to share it with them. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. And check out my other videos on how you can improve your health. I'll see you in the next video.